Hello everybody and welcome back to our weekly stream from Smart Optics. Today's topic is about the correction scan and the combine mesh function, and I will directly start and open the dental scan software for you. During the scanning I will explain you the differences between the correction scan and the combine mesh function itself. So first of all, I thought that we could start with the correction scan, and therefore I have one model with two prepared stumps and one stump, the tooth 2.6. It's the same stump than in this model, and I will replace the stump on this model. For that it's necessary to create a project like we have in front of us, two stumps and one Pontic. Scan mode is the one stone model, and as a presentation I choose the complete jaw because we don't have a cutted model. Okay, so due to the fact that I don't have a stable model in here, I just will use the universal holder that is always shipped in the vinyl series. I just put it on the putty here to fixate it, and then I can adapt the height on the Z-axis. I need to get a little bit higher because it's very low now, and I activate the enhanced mode because I don't have a cutted model here, and then start the scanning. Important to say is that the differences between the correction scan and the combine mesh function is that you can use the correction scan to replace parts and the combine mesh function to add some parts with each other. In this case, in the first case, later on I will show you the combine mesh, but in this case now, in the correction scan, I will replace the tooth number 2.6 with the already prepared stump of this model. And therefore it's very important in the combine mesh function, but also in the correction scan, that you have always some areas that are that have identical parts on it. Okay, in a few seconds the first scan is done. And then we can start with the matching, I think, after some cuttings, of course. Therefore I will use our automatic cutting plane. I think Carsten already mentioned it in a stream before. This is the automatic cutting plane. You can move it with the arrow keys on the keyboard or with your mice here. Okay. Let's start the matching. Just a hint, in this step, the correction scan, you find it on the modify mesh. The correction scan is gray in the moment. You cannot activate it because we are working on raw data in the moment. So you need to do the matching first to get it activated. So let's start the matching after cutting. And when this is done, we can start to prepare our scanner with a new stump. I will put it in. Okay. Great. Just a few seconds until the finalizing of the upper jaw is done, and then we start over. Important is that you cut some areas away that you want to replace. In our case, I will replace the circular area of the stump itself. So I will leave the occlusal plane of the tooth because I don't want to replace it, and I will delete all the other parts. Okay, so the scan looks great. And now we are able to activate the correction scan. just push it, and then you get the message that I mentioned a second before. You need to cut away these areas that you want to replace. So let's say OK, and then I will zoom a little bit in, and I will use the cut inwards function and cut around the areas that I want to replace, like this. And I will leave the occlusal plane there to get a point for the registration of the teeth. This will be cutted away also. Great. And then we can go next to start with the correction scan itself. I already placed the model inside. Adapt the Z-axis again. A little bit higher to get the preparation line in the middle of the view, and start. And then after this step is matched, we are able to do the correction with the multi-view registration. The multi-view registration I already explained, I think 2 videos before, that it's always important to move the both, you have the split screen, and it's important to have both objects inside the same view. So move them from both objects from the top, for example, yeah? Then the registration will be successfully, of course. If you have it the way around, it won't work. Okay, just a few seconds until the scan is done. And you already see you get a new scan tab here down in the bar here. That's a correction scan. This scan tab will be deleted after merging these 2 files, of course. So just 1 second. And then we need to match the files again. And then we can do the registration of both. Great. So now the scanning is done. I will use the great cutting plane tool. Let's have a look. These areas are important for me, so I can cut it here. Start matching. And then I can go to the next step to do the registration or to replace this now scanned part into the complete upper jaw. Okay, looks great. Just have a kind look. Next button. Now I get the multi-view registration, the split screen like here. Important again, just move it in the same direction. Look from above, like this. 2 points or 1 point, 1 on each, and then the registration is done. Great. And if I push the next button now, the 2 objects will be merged into each other, and then I have replaced the tooth number 2/6 on a already, on a stone model where I normally can't replace some tooth. And that's looking like this. Okay, so this would be now the first step. In the second step, I will show you the combine mesh function. Therefore, I will create a new project, and I will just do a complete jaw scan of our object. I can use the patient mode to show you the combine mesh function, or I can use the universal project to show it. Let's do it in this, the universal total prosthesis. Great. So I brought some prosthesis. It's from my education. So just to show you how to combine the upper side of this prosthesis and the lower side. Yeah? First of all, let's start with the upper side. Therefore, I need to use the universal holder again. I put it with a putty on it, and then I need to spray it again. Therefore, I use commercial scan spray, of course. Give me a second, please. Okay, then it's looking like this, sprayed. And then I can put it into the scanner and adapt the Z-axis side again. Need to get lower or higher with the Z-axis, of course, and start. So now important is that we scan the complete upper side of the total prosthesis, and then we will add, or we will turn the prosthesis the way around 100 degrees and scan the lower side or the underside. I don't know if it is the right word for that. Or in the dental family, it's a basal area of the prosthesis, of course. Yeah. And then you can use this prosthesis, for example, as a situation prosthesis for your upcoming work. If you have a client who wants you to do a total prosthesis, you can use the old one and scan it as a walks up as a situation. Okay, let's start with the cutting here. Just cut the plate away. Then I can start the matching, because in this case I again need to start the matching first, because it's only possible to merge files as an STL file. So due to the fact that we have raw data in the moment, we are not able to merge two files with each other. So it's necessary to match them first. Okay. After a few seconds, we can do the additional scan of the lower side or the basal side of the prosthesis. Okay, great. That looks good. So now I can use the additional scan function here in the upper left and add a scan. I can give it a name, lower side, for example, and then I get a new scanning tab down here. And now it's necessary to turn it the way around, of course. I don't have enough putty here, but I think it will hold. Just spray it again. Okay. Then you can put it into the scanner. Adjust the Z-axis side. Oh, there are some areas that I put on with my finger, but I think it will work. And I can start to scan the lower side. So it's always necessary to spray parts that are very shiny or translucent, like metal parts, or in this case it's the plastic parts. It's very shiny, and yeah, you can look through the prosthesis, so it's very hard to scan. So we can use any commercial scanning spray to do a thin layer on the object, of course. Just a few seconds now. And then we start the matching again. the matching of the lower side. And then we can use the multi-view registration to registrate the two meshes and to merge them. And then we will have one complete prosthesis with all the roundings and all the complete volume of it. Okay, hopefully I did the spraying good. I'm not sure about it, but we will see. Okay, I'm fine with it. Okay. Now the scan is finished and I'm able to use the cutting plane again. I will delete all the Patafix that I scanned like this and start the matching. We go to the next step, of course. So meanwhile, I like to ask you for, if you have some topics or some problems during the scanning, please let us know. Carsten is always available in the streams, and leave us some comments, leave us some topics you want to hear from us. Carsten and I, we are pleased to have some ideas from you to be prepared for the upcoming weeks. So if you have a great case that is very difficult, for example, then write it to us and we will love to present this case later on in one of our streams, of course. Okay, so let's wait for the matching here. Just a few seconds. It's much of data in the moment because it's a very big scanning object. Okay, that looks fine. You always can see the progress bar here, and it's working. Matching in progress, so let's wait for it. Great. So now the next step is to go back to additional scan and to combine mesh. You always so in the moment we are in the scan top of the lower side. So we want to combine this mesh, the lower side, with any other scan tab. So we have a drop down menu here. We can choose any other of our scan tabs. In this case, we just have the upper jaw, of course. So just choose it. And then you get the multi-view registration again. Important here to choose the same view like this. And then you can do the points. Next button, and then you have the registration of both in one. And then just one step away, all the both meshes will be merged to each other. And this is all that the combine mesh would do. You can use this combine mesh function in the universal mode, like we did before, or you can this function in any other mode, for example, the patient mode, and so on. So now you have the result here. It's a complete total prosthesis, and you're ready to work with it, to have it as a situation model or a digital walks-up or something like this. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I will be there for you next week on Monday again, and Carsten will be this week on Thursday there, 11 a.m. in the German version and on 2 p.m. in the English version. He will tell you something about our audiology area, so maybe it's interesting for the dental family as well. So it's a very great topic. I think he will explain something about the audiology scanners and the differences to the dental side and the oral scan. It's the audiology software, of course. So maybe you can have, or you like to watch it. And yeah, that's from my side. Thank you for listening and see you on next Monday latestly. Bye bye.